Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Cancer, check out the link in the description box to alwaysastrology.com, and there you can plug in your information and learn your whole birth chart. That way, for any reason the Cancerian sign reading doesn't resonate with you this week, check out your Moon and Rising sign readings for the week and see if those help. That being said, I do hope that this is appealing and resonates with you, my dear Cancer. So this is a general reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of May 23rd to May 29th. I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the central spread. Doing the same spread I did last week. I got a lot of really nice feedback about that, and I think it's preferred for a lot of people for a general spread, so I'm happy to do that. And then additional message cards from each of the decks, the Medicine Card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot at the end of this reading. So again, because it is a general reading, whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Cancer, is what I encourage you to apply these messages to. If that's health, travel, business, personal relationships, etc., whatever the messages are here, and whatever you're going through currently for the week, I hope that these messages and insight will be helpful to you and healing in some way for you for the week. So Cancer, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I call upon Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Mother Gaia please bless this reading for Cancer. So far, Cancer, in the central position, we have the card Flexible. This is a really beautiful card to have any week of the year, frankly. This is all about being completely in the moment, completely available to what's going on around you. I don't think you feel that anything can get under your skin or upset you or cause any upheaval this week because you're just prepared to take on whatever comes your way. It's actually a beautiful and strong place to come from. Particularly in the face of changes, upset, discouragement, anything like that. You might even be in process of or becoming one of your own best friends. The reason I say that is because in order to stay flexible, what human beings need to do is to have positive inner dialogue. And if you've been in process of learning how to do that, or you've made that an important part of your life this last say a couple of months or even a couple of years, then you are finding that this is really working for you. You're able to finally put this into practice, or if you've been put in using this attitude for a long time, you will need to put it into practice for the week. Again, no extraordinary upset or anything, just that you will be able to be flexible, and that flexibility will be the problem solver or end game of anything that's upsetting or looks like an upheaval. If this is an emotional or mental situation, psychological situation, it could be that you're flexible about which way to go. You're very open-minded. Not so open-minded that everything falls out, of course, but you might be open to hearing new things, learning new things, discovering. You're flexible that way as well. If this is about groups or relationships, you're definitely easygoing this week. There's nothing that can upset you or bring you down. So that is marvelous. In your most recent past, Cancer, we have the card Truth Be Told. This is something that you're just coming out of into the week, and this is something that you had to be honest with yourself and others about. Again, it could be part and parcel of your flexibility this week. It could just be something as simple as you're like, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to tell people the truth and let the chips fall where they may, because you're doing it out of love and you're doing it out of hope and peace. This truth be told, this truth telling here had nothing to do with purposely upsetting anyone or anything. You were just being honest with yourself. and you are being fair to yourself, particularly in a situation where you feel like you are being treated unfairly or that the situation was unfair. Those cards were flipped backwards for some reason. But ultimately, you're just coming out of a situation where either you have been the truth teller or you're around people who are telling the truth, or your whole company, your whole extended family or peer group or situation or concept, whatever is going on generally with your week, Cancer, that the truth be told is part of you getting to the place where you are flexible. And if you're, for whatever reason, even considering not telling the truth about something because you think it will be used against you, or they won't understand, or you won't be able to handle it, I would say don't give that another thought. That's not going to be how it plays out. It's going to work in your own best interest for you to be honest and open with other people if it's about love, right? If the whole point, I mean, this, I'll show you the cards up close in a moment, but all the little symbols around this owl, the very wise owl, this is a very woman card. This is about mysticism, night, women, hearts, intuition, the refusal to wear a mask, being honest, but doing it gently with love and with your eyes wide open. You're willing to take whatever comes from that truth telling, and guess what? It's not going to undo you. You're not going to be undone by this. It's going to play out for the best. Usually, like truth telling does, right? Even though it might be hard on other people, sometimes the truth hurts, etc. But certainly you have what it takes to move forward despite any upset here, and I don't really see that here. It just means that you're not willing to wear a mask. It's more important to be honest, and you're going to benefit from this, all right? In your external or conscious position, you have the round and round card. Because I'm reading it this way right now, honestly, even if I were to read in V style, it's still beautiful, okay? And I'll explain that in a moment. Round and round is a karmic card. It means whatever small seed was planted in the past or whatever began that was something small you might have even forgotten about is taking on a life of its own and is producing something for better or for worse, depending on how this is playing out in your week. And like I said, because of the surrounding cards, this is not a for worse card. This is something that's finally coming into fruition. It's building on itself. The Fibonacci sequence here is going to play out. The very same thing is going to play out larger and more beautiful and blossom for you, okay? And then in your internal position or subconscious, we have the card Milk and Honey. This is literally the card of nirvana. This is about peace, love, joy, fulfillment, prosperity, joyful friendships, joyful relationships, experiences, luck, good energy. I would even say something like good vibes. That type of thing is from this card. Whenever you even just contemplate on the word nirvana, there's this sense of emotional well-being. So just a great energy card here. And because it's internal or subconscious, this is something that you have an enormous amount of faith about, and it's serving you, okay? I think what's going on here is that you've taught yourself self-care and beauty and forgiveness and love and joy, and you've made these important enough in your own life, okay? Like you've done some hard work, Cancer, because now all of these positive things are present in your life. This is subconscious, this is within, and you have it available to you. It's for you to draw upon. Another beautiful thing about this in this position as well is that you have it to give. It's one of the most beautiful positions for any human being to be in this world, in my opinion, is to have something, to be so full of something, joy, prosperity, love, forgiveness, tenderness, nirvana of all kinds, so much of it that you can share it. You can even give it, you know? So it's just a beautiful, beautiful position to be in. Again, with your flexibility, you're feeling really good about things. You're able to say goodbye to things or shut the door on things that aren't feeling good or aren't working for you. And you're going to move towards something that is without any residual, did I do the right thing, second guessing, none of that's happening. And then with your probable outcome card here, Cancer, we have the Yang card, which is masculine force, energy action card. It's the number 1 card. Its planet is the sun. So a lot of joy and energy here as well. So a great deal of action. You might feel really lucky this week. You might feel really fulfilled, like things are coming together. There's not a great deal of contemplation here. I think that occurred over the last week or so, that you've been maybe deciding how to move forward. I think that you're really in a peaceful, bountiful place this week. So let's take a look at these one by one up close. Like I said, we have the flexible card. So some of the not terminology, some of the imagery here, for example, in the cards, like I said, I explored a little bit about the owl here, and we'll look at all these up close, but in this one you can see she's on an egg. Egg is a historical symbol for fertility, for feminine, femaleness, and so forth. And then you've got a woman who is sprouting flowers and leaves from her, because she's able to move in unison with her surroundings. So she actually could even become her surroundings, and everything is fruitful for her. So being flexible, being able to not wear a mask, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. These are sort of, it's interesting because in this one, this is the opposite of wearing a mask, and she doesn't have a mask, right? So it looks like you've come out of a situation where you might have been wearing a mask, or someone in the situation was wearing a mask. That's not keen anymore. No one's keen on that. You've shed that. So in saying that, there's no mask, right? Just the fertility, just being able to move and flow, to literally go with the flow this week, Cancer. So that is just marvelous. And there's a big rolling green hills behind her, and she's a little bit of an acrobat. So I would say, like, unless there's a trickery card coming up, I don't feel really any trickery here. I think you're just able to get around things. You're able to juggle things for you without being a jester, without being a trickster. And the reason I say that as well is because your recent past, or what you're just coming out of, is that you're above the trickster. You're above wearing a mask. You don't see the need for this anymore. You've told the truth. You've expressed yourself with love for the highest good. Look what lay beyond this wise owl. A great deal of wisdom in this card, a great deal of wisdom in that behavior, which is total blue skies, right? Which is the outcome. And the outcome card, blue skies, sunny, peaceful, joyful. So, and you did it with love, and it's about love, and you did it with your eyes wide open. You knew exactly what you were doing, what you were saying, and why. So really just zero negativity here. In your external influence or conscious position, here we have round and round. This is something that I believe that you have a great deal of faith about, because of the internal or subconscious position down here. And because you have conscious and subconscious here, these are really playing on each other, particularly this week. Your faith is feeding a greater good, a higher conceptualization, even more prosperity, even more joy, even more to have in order to give. And vice versa. Feeling content, feeling prosperous, feeling nirvana within creates this sense of faith outside. You may not be able to see the next step even, or know where it's going to take you, but you know that beginning here, starting small somewhere and getting big, 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 because prosperity is just below it, this is going to expand on itself and take on perhaps even a life of its own that you can't even anticipate at this time. But because of your incredible faith, that doesn't even matter. You don't need an end game right now, Cancer. It's probably part of getting out of this mask wearing. You might even feel free. The whole point is to feel free. You don't need, to know what's going to happen. You don't need that, because you already know from faith that this is the best thing for you, and that it ensures prosperity because you already have it. You're building on it. So again, very, very beautiful. Sense of nirvana. Doesn't everyone want that? So again, with your final outcome or probable outcome card, you have the Yang. It's a huge fireball with the hands, the action hands in this huge, big sunny sky, summery sky. You've got a lot of goodwill to share, a lot of joy, a lot of energy. You might even be helpful this week to somebody, helping hands, so to speak, or bring joy or light, levity, or sunshine, some sense of good, positive, joyful energy into someone's life this week. And even if they don't tell you that that's what's happening, I think you'll feel it and you'll be pleased all the same. So that's actually just such a beautiful reading. I really enjoyed reading that for you. So I really hope that resonated with you and that you really liked it. Here in one of the additional card from the deck here, the Medicine Card Tarot, one of the additional messages is the wolf. The wolf's keyword is teacher. You might even be in a position here because of this personal development, this very internal, conscious, but psychological and emotional type of evolution, personal evolution, that you're able to act as a teacher for others and that you're really comfortable in this role. On the other hand, you could be surrounded by teachers or meet up with someone who you can teach and they can teach you. So don't forget, even if, because you are going to feel like you're at the top of your game this week, it goes both ways, right? If you're still breathing, there's always something new to learn. So please remember that. Remember, of course, with anything, some humility, sense of togetherness, relatability, and just remember that however much you feel you have to teach is however much you need to still learn. But this will go both ways this week, and you will find you will be both the teacher and the student this week, Cancer. So that's beautiful. And I really feel because you're so flexible and you're so open-minded to everything and going with the flow that you're going to be perfectly happy with this week. You might even be looking for it this week. Like, who can I learn from? Like, what do you know? What do you know? Okay, stuff like that. And you might even be eager. So that's beautiful because those same people or personalities or organizations, etc., are going to be keen to get that from you. So just a wonderful, wonderful way to go about the world this week, Cancer. And I'm just so delighted to see your final card for the reading, Cancer, is the Dreams card. Like, come on, dreams, nirvana, taking action, karmic results, telling the truth with love, being flexible, going with the flow, being the teacher and the student. This is ultimately one of two things for you. This is the literal dream world. You can be taking concepts, you can be taking lessons from your dreams, like an actual dream state, Cancer. You could be waking up from dreams, having messages from them, or feeling as though they are teaching you something. On the other hand, this could be a waking dream where you've dreamt of something or you're daydreaming about something and you're applying it in the real world. You're bringing literally a dream to life. So if this is the case for you, I'm just so incredibly pleased and happy for you. You really deserve this. You've done a lot of hard work for this. And this ultimately, because you have the truth be told, and this is the energy from which you are flowing, this is the energy which is coming into the week. For example, this is all about beauty, love, togetherness, prosperity, joy, forgiveness, etc. This is a beautiful place to come into. So congratulations. It looks like such a beautiful week ahead for you, Cancer. I really hope that this reading resonated with you and you were able to take something useful and healing from it. Please let me know in the comments below, like and share with other Cancers if you think they would like it. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. I upload weekly free readings for your sign every week, and I would love for you to tune in and let me know what you think of those. That being said, please enjoy your week ahead and take good care of yourself until I see you next time. Bye for now.